Am I live? All right. I think I'm live. Hey guys. Sorry for the few-minute delay. Um, it's like I can never start on time with technology. My name's Meg, and thanks for joining. This will be about a 60-minute vinyasa flow. And I think I put it in the comments, but just prop wise, if you have yoga blocks, grab those. If you don't have yoga blocks available, you can grab some big hardcover books are great. So that just to show you, this is what I'm going to use. And if not, you can get creative. I've heard people using water bottles, really whatever you can steady your hand on when you're bending over. And then if you have like a small pillow or a rolled up blanket just to prop up on your seat, that's good as well. And then whatever you're using for your blocks, whether that's blocks or books or something else, just place them at the top of your mat, one on either side, just so they're available when we get to that point. So we'll start here in just a minute. If you have, I'm just going to repeat it because I saw some people join. I was talking to myself at first. If you have blocks, yoga blocks, grab those. If not, big books, big hard books are great. Just place them at the top of your mat, one on either side. As always, take this class at your own pace. So whether that means up level or down level, just listen to your body, listen to your breath. And yeah, I think that's it. So we'll get started today in a wide leg child's pose. So coming onto all fours, bring your knees wide and then just press your hips down to your heels and walk your hands out in front, pressing your palms into the earth, lengthening your arms, and then just let your forehead release towards the mat. Taking some nice, slow breaths here. Just finding a few moments to arrive in your body, to arrive in the moment. And the best way we can arrive in the moment is just to start to notice the breath. So the way it sounds, the way it feels. And by this grounding down, by this anchoring into the breath, we're really just moving our energy from our mind and from our external into our body, into our experience and our being, which is the place we want to move from, hopefully always, but definitely on our mats. Feeling your back body expand with each inhale and a softening with each exhale. Loosening your jaw, releasing any tension in your neck and shoulders. And then leaving your elbows pressed on the ground, bring your palms together, press your fingertips into each other, and draw your hands, your fingertips, towards the back of your neck. So you're pressing your elbows into the earth. Should feel some lengthening in the top part of your arm. Continuing to breathe deep and slow. And slowly release your hands, press palms back into the earth. Just one full round of breath before we start to move. And then with an inhale, slowly bring yourself up, coming into all fours. So walking your knees a little bit closer together so your knees will be stacked under your hips. And then your wrist right under your shoulders, palms active, fingers spread wide, pressing the floor away, finding a few rounds of cat-cow here with our breath. So as you inhale, let the belly drop and the gaze will lift, finding cow pose. And then exhale as you press the floor away, round your spine, draw your chin towards your chest. Inhaling and exhaling just like that, finding a cow pose with the inhale and a cat pose and a rounding with the exhale. And then any intuitive movements that feel good and necessary to start to open your body and just becoming in tune with the wisdom that's there for you. So maybe that's circling out your hips or pausing in a cat or a cow for an extra breath or two. Just moving slow and intentional. And slowly bring yourself to a neutral spine. Keep your hips where they are and start to walk your hands forward, coming onto your palms or even your fingertips, pressing into the earth to lengthen your spine with an inhale. And as you exhale, let your heart draw towards the earth, releasing your forehead to the mat. If there's enough space in your shoulders and your back body, maybe even your chin comes to the mat. Continuing nice, long, deep breaths. Sorry. Oh, God. Sorry, I just got a call from Ryan. I don't know if you can see me on. Sorry, guys. Slowly press yourself back up into all fours. Take one round of cat-cow here. Lower your belly, lift your gaze. And then exhale, tuck your toes, send your hips up and back, coming into a downward facing dog. And then any movement here before we find stillness, whatever you need to start to open up the body a little bit more. So maybe that's bending one leg as you straighten the other. Maybe swaying your hips from side to side. Oh boy. So I know somebody's watching right now, but I think it's not on the live page. I'm sorry, whoever is watching. Maybe you can give me a like. Okay, so we're in down dog. Sorry, I'm so distracted. I just want to make sure that this is on right. Oh, okay, thanks, Geneva. Sorry. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna turn off my phone and just hope that it's good. You guys can see me, so that's all that matters. So we're in down dog. Moving our bodies however feels good. And then eventually finding stillness. And with an inhale, bring yourself to plank pose. And exhale, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Flowing twice like that with your breath. Inhale, come forward to plank. And exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. One more. Inhale, roll forward. And exhale, send your hips back. Inhale, come forward to plank one more time. And as you exhale, bend your elbows and lower all the way down to the earth. Releasing your head, leaving your hands where they are, untuck your toes. Press into your palms as you inhale, lift your heart, cobra pose. Exhale, release forehead to mat. We'll do that twice more with our breath. So as you inhale, pressing into the earth to lift your spine, lift your heart. Exhale, release. Inhale as you lift and lengthen once more. And exhale, release. As you inhale, press up through plank or all fours. Make your way up and back to downward facing dog. Let's take one clearing breath together. As you inhale, breathe in deep through your nose. Exhale as you open your mouth and release. And then slowly start to walk yourself forward towards your hands. Nice and slow, taking however many steps you'd like and really feeling your feet, feeling the journey. And then once you arrive, we'll find 3 rounds of breath to movement. So as you inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold in, release crown to the earth. Inhale as you halfway lift. And exhale, fold in. Once more like that. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, release. This time staying in a forward fold, maybe widening your feet, keeping a bend in your knees if that feels good. Maybe grabbing for opposite elbows, finding ragdoll, or any other bind that you'd like. We'll be here for just a few breaths. Letting each breath cycle slowly open and soften your body. Release any bind that you have. Slowly roll yourself up to standing. Your head will come up last. And as you stand, reach your arms up overhead, palms meet. And exhale, draw your hands through heart center. Inhale as your arms sweep up overhead. Bend your elbows, cactus your arms, reach your heart towards the sky. As you inhale, lengthen your arms up, neutralize your spine. And then exhale, swing your arms back as you find a swan dive, forward fold over your strong legs. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold in. This time as you inhale, sink your hips, bend your knees, and reach your arms up, finding chair pose, Utkatasana. So your weight slightly shifts to your heels. Your lower belly pulls in and up as your tailbone tucks down. Breathing here. And then with your next exhale, sweep your arms down and back and step your right foot behind your left. So it'll look like this. Should feel pretty graceful, pretty dancer-esque. So with the inhale, sweep and step. And then keeping your legs just as they are, as you inhale, reach your arms up, grab your right wrist with left hand, and bend over to the left. With your inhale, slowly bring everything to center. Step your right foot to meet your left. Reach up. And exhale, release your hands by your side. Inhale as your arms sweep up. Exhale, bend your elbows, cactus your arms, reach your heart towards the sky. Inhale, lengthen your arms up, neutralize your spine. Exhale as you swan dive over your legs, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen crown to tailbone. And exhale, release, forward fold. This time, inhale, sink your hips, reach your arms up, chair pose, staying here for just a breath. Lengthening your fingertips long, rolling your shoulders away from your ears. And this time as you exhale, sweep your hands back, step your left foot behind your right. Keeping your legs as they are, inhale, lengthen your arms up, grab your left wrist, and bend over to the right. Nice deep inhale here, finding length in your left side body. And then with your inhale, slowly bring everything to the center. Step left foot to meet right, reach your arms up, and exhale, release your hands by your side. And we're gonna use that flow all throughout class, so let's just feel it one more time on each side. Moving a little bit faster, breath to movement, but still, going slow and being mindful. So inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, cactus your arms, reach your heart towards the sky. Inhale, lengthen arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And exhale to fold in. This time with the inhale, find chair pose, sink your hips, reach your arms up. And exhale, sweep your arms down, step right foot behind left. Keeping legs as they are, inhale, reach arms up, hook your right wrist, and exhale over to the left. Inhale, bring everything back to center, reach your arms up, and exhale, release. Inhale as your arms sweep up. Exhale, cactus your arms, shine your heart towards the sky. Inhale, lengthen your arms up, neutralize your spine. And exhale, swan dive or draw hands through heart center as you find a forward fold. Inhale as you halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And exhale, release into a forward fold. Inhale, sink your hips, nice strong legs as you reach up, chair pose. Exhale, sweep your hands down and back, step left foot behind right. Keeping legs as they are as you inhale, reach your arms up, grab left wrist, and bend over to the right. And then with the inhale, nice, slow, steady step, left foot to meet right, bring everything to center, reach up, and exhale, release your hands. And we'll continue to use that flow, and then we'll just slowly add on. So hopefully you feel pretty graceful and should reminiscent of a dancer is how I like it. I never was a dancer, but it makes me feel super graceful. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus your arms, open your heart. Inhale, lengthen your arms towards the sky. And exhale, find your forward fold. Inhale as you halfway lift, reach crown to tailbone, lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold in. As you inhale, find chair pose, reach your arms up. And exhale, sweep hands down, step right foot behind left. Inhale as your arms sweep up, grab your right wrist, and exhale over to the left. This time as you inhale to center, bring your right knee up and grab your hands around your knee, hugging your right knee in, balancing on your left leg. So your left foot is actively pressing into the earth to lift up and out of your joints. Crown reaching towards the sky. Breathing here. And with your next inhale, release your hands, keep your knee hugged in, and reach your arms up overhead. And then with the exhale, your chest comes forward, send your right leg back, finding a warrior three just for a breath. And then slowly land that right foot back, bending into your front knee. Once you have a nice, strong, steady foundation, inhale, reach your arms up, Anjaneyasana, lunge. Staying here for a few breaths, pressing into the ball of your back foot so that back leg is super active, drawing your thigh up towards the sky. Let's take one more inhale here. Lengthen your arms up. And then as you exhale, release your hands to the earth, keeping your right palm planted. Inhale, sweep your left arm open, opening up to the left. Pressing the floor away with your right palm. Lengthening your left fingertips towards the sky. Maybe your gaze lifts, maybe it stays straight. Whatever's comfortable on your neck. One more breath here. And as you exhale, turn all 10 toes to the left. Sink your right hip towards the earth. We'll find some movement here for just 3 rounds. As you inhale, press into the earth to lift everything up and reach your left arm overhead. As you exhale, release down. We'll do that twice more. Inhaling to lift up, lengthen your arm up overhead. And exhale, release. One more time like that, feeling strong as you press away from the earth and lift up. And then exhale, release, this time sinking your hip all the way to the earth. Might need to make some adjustments. And then grab or hook your left elbow around your left knee. So you're kind of hugging it in. It might not move, but you should hopefully feel more of a sensation in your outer hip. Continuing to breathe, continuing to be with your body and with your experience. And then release the hug of your knee. Slowly start to unwind, coming back into a low lunge. And then slowly step your right foot to meet your left at the top of the mat, finding a halfway lift once you arrive. And exhale, fold into yourself. And the inhale, rise all the way up, arms come overhead, and release your hands by your side. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, cactus your arms, broaden your heart towards the sky. Inhale, lengthen up. Then exhale, find a forward fold. Inhale as you halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold in. This time as you inhale, chair pose, sink your hips, reach your fingertips up and out. And then exhale, staying low, sweep your hands, kick your left foot behind your right. Keeping your legs as they are as you inhale, arms reach up, grab your left wrist, and bend over to the right. Breathing here. And then with the inhale, when you bring everything to center, grab and hug in your left knee. So standing firm in your right foot, pressing your right foot down to lift up, and hugging your left knee in. Feeling the wobbles of your ankle. With your next inhale, release your hands but keep your knee up. Inhale your hands overhead. Exhale, tick-tock as your chest comes forward. Send your left leg back, warrior 3 just for a moment. And then slowly step your left foot back, landing in a low lunge, bending into your front knee. And once you have your strong foundation, inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, sink in just a little lower. So again, just actively pressing the ball of your left foot into the earth. That'll activate your entire back leg. Take one more inhale here, reach your arms up, and then exhale, release your palms to the earth. Keep your left palm planted, and inhale, sweep your right arm open, opening up to the right. Lifting up out of your left hand, rolling your shoulders away from your ears. One more full breath here. And then as you exhale, turn all 10 toes to the right, lower your left hip. We'll find movement here before we settle. So as you inhale, press into the earth to lift up, lengthen your arm up overhead. And exhale, release your seat back down. 2 more like that. As you inhale, lift up, lengthen your arm. And exhale, release. 1 more inhale, expanding up. And exhale, grounding in. This time settling in, lowering your left hip all the way to the earth, maybe making some adjustments. And then once you feel settled, hugging your right, your right elbow around your right knee. So hugging your knee in, and again, it might not move, but you should feel a little bit more of a sensation with it, with that hugging in. And then slowly start to unhook and unwind, coming back into a low lunge, the top of your mat. Pressing off your back foot, stepping your left foot to meet your right at the top of the mat. Inhale for a halfway lift. And exhale, fold in. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Reach your arms up overhead. And exhale, release your hands by your side. And then step your left foot out, or really any foot, but just turning to either side, wide edge side of your mat, and turning your toes out and your heels in. Inhale as you lengthen your arms up, and as you exhale, draw your hands through midline as you sink low in your hips. Finding a goddess pose, maybe finding some movement first. I know that always feels good for me, so if that feels good for you, feel free to move from side to side, or even just maybe bouncing a little bit. Bouncing might not be the right word, but some up and down pulses. Continuing to breathe, and then releasing your hands to the tops of your knees, pressing your thighs open. Lengthen your spine. Take a deep inhale here. Then as you exhale, dip your right shoulder and look over your left. Inhale, make your way back to center. And with your exhale, dip your left shoulder, look over your right. Inhale, find center. And exhale to the left. We'll do 2 more on each side. Well, that was 1. So 1.5 more rounds, flowing with your own breath. So you're inhaling to come to center, and then exhale to twist open. Using your hands to open your knees, open your hips. And once you are complete and you're back in center, bring your hands to your heart, press into your feet to straighten your legs, reach your arms up overhead. Turn your heels out, toes in, so now your feet should be parallel. And then slowly swan dive, hinge at your hips, find a wide leg forward fold. Prasarita Padottanasana. Drawing your head towards the earth, releasing your neck, let your head hang heavy. And then your hands can be really anywhere on the earth that feels comfortable. If you can get them in line with your feet, that would be my recommendation. And then using them to draw your head closer to the earth. But staying safe in your legs, so your legs should still be super active, not locking out your knees. So your feet are pressing down and away, and that should help broaden your sacrum. Find 1 more full breath cycle. And with your next inhale, press into your palms to halfway lift. Bring your hands to your hips and slowly come all the way up to standing. Slowly stepping your feet to the top of your mat, releasing your hands by your side. Standing in a nice strong Tadasana, rooted in your feet. Maybe closing your eyes, coming back to your breath. And slowly blinking your eyes open. Find 1 more flow. then we'll start to wind down. So as you inhale, reach your arms up overhead. This time as you exhale, release your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. As you inhale, draw your knuckles down and reach your heart up. And then if it feels okay with your shoulders and your elbows, as you forward fold and exhale, draw your hands up over your head. So you're drawing them towards the earth. You can also grab for opposite elbows. Just breathing here in a forward fold. And then slowly releasing your hands to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. This time with the inhale, drop your hips, find chair pose as you reach your arms up. And then staying low, exhale as your hands sweep, right foot steps behind left. Inhale as your arms reach up, keeping low and bent in your legs. And exhale over to the left. This time we'll inhale and hook our right knee in again. Strong, sturdy, one leg Tadasana. Shoulders roll away from your ears. So trying to stay really lifted and long in your spine. And then keeping your knee hugged in, release your hands, inhale as you reach them up. And then as you exhale, chest comes forward, send your right leg back, finding warrior three just for a minute. And then slowly release your right foot to the earth. This time we'll find warrior one. So you may need to adjust your stance to widen your stance. Spin your back heel down, so your right foot, your right toes should be pointed to about 2 o'clock if you're on a clock. And then once you have your foundation, inhale, reach your arms up. Keeping a nice bend in your front knee. Pressing your back foot down to spin your right hip forward or draw your right hip forward and your left hip back. And they don't necessarily have to be totally facing the front, but just so they're working in that direction. Continuing to breathe here. One more inhale, lengthen your fingertips up. And exhale, release your palms to the earth. This is where your books or block will come in handy. Start to straighten your front leg and walk your back foot in about a footprint. So we're finding pyramid pose. So as you inhale, pressing into the earth or into your props, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, forward fold any amount. And maybe you don't fold, maybe you stay lifted. That's a great place to stay. Or maybe you fold and lift, and you move through these two with your breath. But wherever you are, your left leg is strong and you're not locking out your knee. So you're pressing down through your front foot. And you're still drawing your left hip back and your right hip forward. One more breath here. And then release your right palm to the earth, to the inside or outside of your left foot. And as you inhale, open up to the left, reaching your left fingertips to the sky for revolved pyramid. Your gaze can lift, looking at your top hand, or maybe just keeping it straight ahead, whatever is easiest on your neck. And you're still continuing to work to draw your left hip back and your right hip forward. And you're still breathing. And slowly release your left hand. Come onto the ball of your back foot and just step it back. Lower your back knee. Inhale for low lunge. And then exhale, draw your hips back, straighten through your left leg, half splits. You can continue to use your props here to bring the floor closer to you. But it's the same movement as pyramid pose. So as you inhale, you're drawing your chest forward, lengthening your spine. And then exhale, keeping all of that length just fold ever so slightly. So trying not to round your spine. Slow, deep breaths here. And then if you'd like, you can stay facing straight, or if you want to walk your hands over to the left, finding a bit more sensation in your outer hip. And then if you walked over to the left, come back to center, bend into your front knee and walk your hands forward. Press into the ball of your back foot and just step to the top of your mat. Find a halfway lift when you arrive. And exhale, fold into yourself. Inhale will bring you all the way up to standing. Reach your arms overhead. And then release your hands by your side. Taking all of that on the other side, inhale, sweep your arms up. This time, exhale, release your hands behind your back and maybe grab for your opposite grip. So whatever hand feels awkward. And then you breathe in, draw knuckles down, lift your heart up, and exhale, forward fold. Again, remember you can always grab for your elbows too if this feels like a little much on your shoulders or your elbows. But wherever you are, just let your head hang heavy. And slowly release your hands through your lower back and then to the earth. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, chair pose. Reach your arms up as your hips sink low. And this time, exhale, sweep your hands, step your left foot behind your right. Keeping your legs as they are, inhale, arms reach up, grab your left wrist, and bend over to the right. Coming to center, this time hug your left knee into your chest, standing straight and tall. I'll say it again, actively pressing the floor down and away. So just notice how when you press down, you can really lift up. So your right leg is super engaged. And then release the grip, inhale, reach your arms up, and then exhale, find warrior three. Chest comes forward, left leg goes back, and then a nice, slow, graceful step, letting your left foot land, finding warrior one. So setting up your feet for success, so maybe that's widening your stance. Spin your back heel down so your toes will point out to 10 o'clock, and once you feel strong and steady, inhale, reach your arms up. And this time, you'll draw your right hip back and your left hip forward. So as we move through the next few postures, which are the same that we did on the other side, that'll be the energetics of the hips. You want to keep your hips as neutral as you can. One more breath here. And as you exhale, release your hands, grab for your props if you have them. Straighten through your front leg and just pop your back foot up a footprint or two. Inhale to lengthen your spine. And then exhale, forward fold, pyramid pose. And again, maybe you just stay lifted, working on neutralizing your hips. Maybe you're folding and lifting, following your breath. Making sure you're not locking out your front knee, keeping your leg active, your kneecap lifted. And if you're folded, slowly start to inhale, halfway lift. Bring your left palm to the inside or outside of your foot. Then as you inhale, sweep your right arm open, opening up to the right. Continuing to draw your right hip back, left hip forward. The crown of your head reaches forward as your tailbone lengthens back. So that'll help with the neutralization of your seat. Continuing to breathe. slowly release your right hand to the earth, coming onto the ball of your back foot. Step your back foot back. Drop your knee. Inhale for a low lunge. And then as you exhale, send your hips back, straighten through your front leg, finding a half split. You can stay on your props. They're really just to bring the floor closer to you, to allow for some lengthening in your spine that probably would otherwise not be happening. I say the more props, the better. Always. So just continuing to breathe here. Your front foot is flexed, so your toes are pulling towards your kneecap. And then if you took it on the other side, just start to walk your hands this time over to the right. Feeling some sensation in your IT band. Making sure your front foot is staying flexed and active. And then slowly walk yourself back to center, back to the front. Walk your hands forward, bend into your front knee, lift off of your back foot, and just step your left foot to meet your right. Find a halfway lift once you come to the front of your mat. And exhale, fold in. Inhale, stand all the way up as your arms reach overhead. Then exhale, release your hands by your side. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, this time just a straight forward fold. One more halfway lift. This is the last one. This time as you exhale, plant both of your palms, step back to plank. And if you want to go through a vinyasa here, feel free. We didn't do any chaturangas all through class, so now's your chance. Or you can just send your hips back, coming into a downward facing dog. We'll meet in down dog just for a few breaths. Let your head release, let your neck release. And then coming into a wide leg child's pose, right how we started class. So your knees wide, press your hips down to your heels, let your arms lengthen out in front of you, and then your forehead will release to the mat. I always like to find some movement here, so maybe just rocking your forehead or rolling your forehead from side to side, rolling along your third eye, or even rocking from side to side in your hips. That might feel good. Or just staying still, just some options. And then when you feel ready, no rush, slowly make your way up and just come onto a seat. And this is where if you have like a small pillow or a blanket, it's not necessary, but it might be helpful just to prop your hips up. And when you're on your seat, I'm going to move this just a little bit. So when you're on your seat, bring your left leg long and the sole of your right foot to your left thigh. Face your torso over your bent leg. And this is also a good place for your book or block, just bringing it to the inside of your left knee or left leg. And then lay your left forearm either to the inside of your leg or on top of your leg, whatever is accessible. And you're going to kind of use it as leverage to open your chest to the right. And then your right arm will sweep up and overhead. So we did a lot of opening up through the side body. So this is just kind of ground that in. So continuing to breathe deep, root your right hip into the earth and then reach long through your right fingertips. And keep your torso just as it is. Start to lower your right hand to the earth. And then just drop your left ear to your left shoulder. And maybe drawing some half circles with your chin, drawing your chin towards your chest, and then your crown of your head back. If this feels good, be mindful of how it feels in your neck. And then slowly bring yourself up, bring your torso up, and we'll switch, coming on to the other side. So your right leg will come long, sole of your left foot to the inside of your thigh. And if you have a book or block, bringing it to the inside of your right leg. Laying your forearm on your prop or on your thigh, and using that to help twist your heart and your chest open to the left. And this time we'll inhale as you reach your left arm up and overhead, folding over any amount. And then keeping your torso as it is, lower your left hand towards the earth. And then just let your right ear draw towards your right shoulder. Maybe finding some half circles with your neck. Maybe closing your eyes. And slowly bring your torso up, come back up to center. Remove your prop and just bring both legs wide. Any amount. We'll find a forward fold here. So however wide your legs are, your toes can either be pointed or flexed. Just make sure that however they are, it's intentional, but your thighs are active. So your thighs are energetically rolling open and up. So as you inhale, lengthen your spine, and then exhale, fold any amount, trying to keep your back straight. You can let your head hang heavy. Maybe rocking from side to side, maybe finding stillness. Just continuing to breathe. Continue to be in your body and with your experience. And then slowly pick yourself back up, walking your hands up, and using your hands to draw your knees in together. Bringing the soles of your feet onto the earth. Your hands will plant behind you for support. And bring your before we do that, let's just find some windshield wipers with the legs. That might feel good. Or even some kicking out. Just a little reset. And then eventually coming into stillness, so your hands will be behind you for support. Bring your right ankle over your left knee. Keep your foot flexed. And then whatever you need to do to kind of feel some sensation in your outer hip. So your chest is pressing forward towards your shin, but you might need to move your hands up or move your left foot closer to your seat. You're lengthening your spine up and forward. And I think my teacher Anna calls this lawn chair pose. I think that's what it's called. So just imagine you're outside getting a suntan, working on your hips. And then bend your elbows just enough to release your leg. And we'll come to the other side. So bring your left ankle over your right. Press down into your hands to draw your chest forward. And again, any way you need to move to feel some sensation in your outer hip. It also helps to bring your right knee forward, so like your right knee is hugging in as your left ankle presses against your knee. And then bend your elbows, release your left foot to the earth. And then slowly roll yourself down, laying your spine long on the earth. Hug your knees into your chest, wrapping your forearms around your knees, maybe rocking from side to side. And we'll find a supine twist before we close. So if you have a particular one that you really like, feel free to take that. If not, you can just follow along. So cross your right leg over your left. And just hug your knees in just a little bit. Scoot your hips just a little bit over to the right. And then let your knees fall to the left. Opening your right arm to a cactus or a T. Maybe closing your eyes if they're not already. And slowly bring yourself up to center. Switching the cross of your legs, the left leg over your right. Draw your knees in just a little bit. Scoot your hips over to the left just a little bit. And then let your knees fall to the right. Opening up your left arm to a cactus or a T. Slow, deep breaths here. Making your way back to center. Uncross your legs. Hug your knees into your chest once more. Draw your forehead towards your knees, so hugging everything in. Then as you exhale, release down to the earth. Let your legs lay long. Let your arms open. Palms facing up. Coming into our final resting pose. So releasing any tension in the body, letting your eyes close if they're not already. Just slowly letting the line between your inner and outer world start to blur as you soften into Shavasana. ever so slowly start to draw your awareness back into your body. Draw a deep, full breath into your being. Start to find some movement through your toes, your fingers, making your movements larger but still staying soft. So moving your ankles and wrists, maybe rolling your head from side to side. Reaching your arms up overhead for a full body stretch, all the way from your fingertips to your toes. And then slowly gather everything in and roll off to one side. Resting for just a moment in this fetal position. Feeling the support of the earth, the support of your practice. And keeping your eyes closed, just press yourself up to a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like. Place one hand on your heart and then your other hand on top, holding your heart, feeling your heart beat. Let's take one round of breath together to honor our time and to honor your practice. Inhale deeply through the nose and exhale through the nose. You can slowly start to blink your eyes open, taking in your surroundings. Just notice if anything feels or looks different. And thank you guys. Thanks for joining. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Maybe one of these days it'll all work out. Hope to see you all soon, and thank you so much for sharing your time and sharing your practice. Peace.